So I was finishing my master's degree, and I had come across Yiddish in transliteration in a source that I was reading. I forget exactly where it was. I had already studied German. I did German courses in DC. I did a language school in Berlin one summer. I was exposed to Yiddish through in transliteration. I was like, oh, I can understand this. It was very secular Yiddish too. There was no, it was very Germanic. So I started to research the language more. I started to get interested in it. I moved to New York, and I reached out to someone at the Arbeiterring there to see if there was a way that I could learn Yiddish. I told him that I had some German, and Kolya brought me in, and we started doing one-on-one courses. He taught me the Aleph base, and then really kind of like springboarded me into some more advanced kind of courses that they were doing there at the Arbeiterring. But really, it was this interest in the language. I thought that maybe I could learn it. I've always had this like odd obsession of trying to figure out languages and like how can I learn them. I was in New York. I thought this would be a good place to learn it. I was working a job, and I was like, well, this can be something fun that I do for myself. Just go, once a week and take a class or whatever. And that really wound up being the basis of that fundamentally changed what I wanted to do, with history. I don't think that had I not learned Yiddish, that I would have gone on to do a PhD. I think that learning Yiddish was a major, for me, major influence in kind of thinking about what I could do with history, with sources, and I was excited about it. I think that had it not been for Kolya really kind of like taking me under his wing and like really saying like, yes, I could teach you Yiddish, I was like, okay. I really don't. Even with all the other kind of experiences I was having, I really think that learning Yiddish, like in those years in New York, or at least beginning to learn Yiddish, was really kind of fundamental in me starting to really kind of buy into what that cohort of academics were telling me, that some of my interests might actually have some legs. Yeah. I never thought about it that way, but I actually think I really don't know if had I not developed an interest in Yiddish and wanting to seriously do something with like the history of Yiddish and Yiddish culture, I don't know if I would have gone on, because I had so much of an interest in French history, but I didn't know how to do that, right? I didn't know how seriously I wanted to go with French history in terms of kind of just thinking about just French speakers. I think learning Yiddish and kind of being exposed to some books and some texts really made me think about doing French history in a way that I thought would be exciting and interesting. And had I not learned Yiddish, I don't think that would have happened.